and welcome to the Complete Hire Equipment WRFL Round 10 preview. Andrew Wilson and PEPPE CAVALIERI here to take you through all the games. But before we get into the games, let's start with this round. It's been Love the Game, Not the Odds round. It's a partnership with the Victoria Responsible Gambling Foundation. The Love the Game, Not the Odds theme round will be held across the state this weekend, June 27 to 30, uniting elite and community football clubs in our love of everything that makes footy great. It's a great cause, PEPPE.
Yeah, it's a great initiative, Willow. We know gambling is extremely risky, causes a lot of hardship for a lot of people and families around not just Australia, but everywhere. And because it is become so aligned with sport and it's become so normal with the broadcasting of football and everything like that, the normalcy of it sort of decreases the perception of how risky it is. So it's important to have that discussion with our kids, certainly, so that they understand the risks involved. So great initiative.
Yeah. And for more information, you can head to lovethegame.vic.gov.au for more information. Now let's get stuck into Rams Division 1. Albion taking on Werribee Districts, PEPPE.
Yeah, it should be a pretty one-sided game, this one. Willow, I think the Tigers for mine.
Yeah, agree with that one. Caroline Springs take on Deer Park, who bounced back after back-to-back losses. You think they were too strong against the Lakers?
I think so, yeah. The Lions, a few little mishaps here and there, but we get used to seeing that a little bit from Deer Park early in the season. Certainly expect them to be there when it matters most at the end of the year. They should win this week.
Yeah, agree with you there. Hoppers Crossing take Altona. Big game this one with first versus fifth.
Probably the only game that's really in the balance this week. The other three are sort of fairly one-sided. You'd expect one to win pretty easily. This one's an interesting one. They've played some really good games in the past. They've often been decided by whose home ground it's been played at. I just don't expect Altona to drop two in a row. It's such an even competition, Division 1, Willow. We saw St Albans beat Deer Park and then Altona 2 weeks in a row, and last week they went from 4th to 6th like that because of percentage, and it just highlights how close it is. Altona for mine, I think, because if they lose 2 in a row, they could fall almost out of the 5 just like that, having been a game clear on top a week ago. So it's incredible.
It is. I'm going to go the Vikings as well. As you said, St Albans look to make it 3 in a row. They take on Point Cook. This could be their chance to get some percentage back on those other sides that jumped them last week.
Yeah, I think based on what we saw last week, Willow, and our match of the day, St Albans are the real deal. There's genuinely 5 or 6 teams. It's open for anyone who can win this flag. I cannot tell you right now who the premiership favourite is, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. I think the Saints will win that one. And the final game of Rams Division 1 is Sunshine hosting Spotswood.
Yeah, look, I think Spotswood will win, Willow. Sunshine been competitive, still sort of just a few backward steps from a few years ago, but they're building for a couple of years down the track. I think Spotswood, though, again, as we mentioned, they're one of those teams that have, really good learning experience last year with a young side playing a couple of finals, did them the world of good. They look much better for the run this year. Woodsman for me.
Agree with you there. That was Rams Division 1. Now Division 2, North Footscray take on Wyndham Vale.
Yeah, North Footscray, pretty good win last week against. In fact, they got beaten. By Parkside. It was a disappointing result in the end. Given that if they had have won against the Parkers, they could have been a sneaky chance of having a run at the finals in the second half of the year. But I don't think they're really much chance of beating Wyndham Vale, who are in good shape. Yeah,
agree with that. Falcons to me as well. Parkside take on West Footscray. West Footscray coming off a good win against Newport last week.
Yeah, so therefore, in a bit of a derby match, you can't really write them off, I suppose, although you'd give them much better chance at home. So I'm tipping Parkside. Their form's been really good after a few weeks where they weren't quite so good sort of after their strong start. But again, it's so even in that ladder, and these games like this are really important, especially for Parkside sitting third at the moment, and they've got to win these games.
Yeah, agree with you there. And the final game in Division 2 is Yarraville Seddon hosting Newport.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles will start strong favourites. We know Newport, obviously, last week was really disappointing, losing to West Footscray. Yeah. It's meant that now, when they should only be a game out of the 4, they're 2 games out of the 4. And if they drop this, they're probably going to be 3. And that's going to make it really tough in the run home. So I think it's hard to see them making finals if they don't win this one, Willow. That's just the reality of it at the point in time.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but I think the Eagles will be far too strong in that one as well. Division 3, Albanvale take on Braybrook. This is our match of the day on 88.9 WYNDHAM. Tune in from 1:30. Albanvale knocked off the previous undefeated GLEN last week. Do you think they can make it back-to-back wins and knock off Braybrook?
Well, they're certainly capable. We know that on their day they've got some firepower. Braybrook are really good all across, pretty even contributors all over the ground. They can kick goals. They're strong in the midfield. They have a good defence and some real superstar players running around there as well. So they're capable. But Albanvale were excellent last week in knocking off GLEN. They'll be the favourites. I expect them to win, but given how significant it is for Braybrook, it's so even. There's 3 teams with 6 wins in Division 3. So Brookers are kind of not a must win, but they're all very important this time of year. Albanvale obviously want to try to maintain that gap between the chasing pack.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cobras. North Sunshine, you don't think there'll be any match against Tarneet?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, Tarneet's still with some injuries, but they bounced back last week after 3 straight defeats, so that was important that they did, but they should be able to get the 4 points this week. Yeah,
agree with you there. Sunshine Heights take on GLEN. Can GLEN bounce back?
I think they can, but can Sunshine Heights stay in touch? It's a game much like very similar circumstances to Braybrook taking on Albanvale, a game that they won't be expected to win, but it's going to be really important for them. Can they hang in there for the top 4? I mean, you've got Tarneet, Sunshine Heights and Braybrook all at the moment on 6 wins, so it's close between those 3 for those last 2 spots in the 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hawks to bounce back, and the final game is Wyndham Suns versus Laverton.
Yeah, I think Wyndham Suns will win this one, Willow, but it could be fairly close. Both these teams struggling a little bit this year. I mean, we know Laverton are having a bit of a tough time, particularly at the moment, but Wyndham Suns are kind of a little bit up and down, but I think they got more upside, so the Suns for mine.
Yeah, agree with you there. This has been the WRFL preview brought to you by Complete Hire Equipment. Don't forget, it's Love the Game, not the odds around. For more information, go to lovethegame.vic.gov.au, and good luck to your team this weekend.